Let's try something different. Yeah, I like that.
Hey friends, this is Cynthia with SimplyCynthia.com. Thanks so much for watching. This is Project Health, and this is week 2. So last week we spoke about starting small. I told you how I have no money to join a weight loss group in the traditional way. I've done those before, but right now I just don't have the money for it. So I'm going to use what I have, and that's the plan. So that was week 1. Today, week 2, I wanted to tell you about vacation because that's what I did last week. We went on vacation. We drove 11 hours to see family in Mississippi and Tennessee. And vacation can be such a tough time because you're out of your environment. You don't have a lot of control in what you eat, yet you do. In the past, I've been on vacation before, and that was when I was with a weight loss group. That one of those that you go every week and you weigh yourself in, and I lost weight on vacation, and I was so proud of myself. Like I did everything right. I was food journaling, I was exercising, and it was one of those things where it wasn't convenient to make those things happen, but I did. So I know for a fact that it is possible to go on vacation and lose weight. I also know that it's possible to go on vacation and gain weight. And I decided this week to take a break from weighing myself since I wasn't at home to weigh myself on the day I usually do, which is on Friday. So I'm going to just keep going, keep doing the things that I usually do, and then next week I'll give you a report on how I'm doing. I also wanted to tell you that this time I thought about myself and my previous vacations, and I figured out that there's several things that do not work. Starting a very rigid exercise program during vacation doesn't work. There was one time I went on vacation. Actually, it wasn't vacation. It was like a work conference, and I decided to exercise really, really hard. And what happened was I couldn't sit down. My muscles were so sore, and one of my colleagues were like, "Why did you start such a hard exercise program while we're here?" So I learned that just keep doing what you're doing. Don't do more, because otherwise it might backfire. I also learned for a fact to just kind of watch my options and try to go for the best healthy option as possible. Still, vacation is the time where you have to treat yourself. We went to my husband's hometown, and there are 2 restaurants that we visit every time we're there. One is a Mexican restaurant, and one is the local bakery. So we went and we got some treats, and that was that. So it's good to find out what works for you and just kind of keep that balance going. Another thing I made sure that I did was to make sure that I drank enough water. I know that if I stop drinking water, I don't care if I'm on vacation or not, it's just not good for me. So drinking water was something that I did last week. So that's my tips for vacation life. Just drink water, don't overdo on the exercise, and enjoy being on vacation. Otherwise, you don't want to leave the place and think, oh man, like I should have done A, B, C, D, and E. And again, rely on your memory because you know what works for you and you know what does not when you go on vacation. Another observation I had, of course, we stopped in different places between Texas and Mississippi and Tennessee. And there are not a lot of healthy options out there when you're buying things. So we took fruit, we took some snack for the kids, and that always helped. But I was looking through a gas station and I thought, what would I buy? Like, what would be the best option for me if I was stuck with those things? So for us, the important thing is not to get stuck with only gas station food. So if you can take your own food, it's nice. If you're flying, I know it's a little bit more complex to take your own stuff, especially liquids. But I've learned that Google Maps will take you to grocery store where you can buy fruit, where you can buy almond milk, whatever things that you're used to. I have a good friend who went on vacation with his family to China, and guess what? He found a grocery store and he bought fruit, and they snacked on fruits and they had the best time. So it is possible to get some good options where you're going. You just have to put some thought and some planning into it. Okay, so let me tell you what my goal is for this week. And no, it is not to lose 20 pounds because that would mean I would get really sick, and I don't want to get sick. I just want to do this the slow way, the natural way. Okay, so the goal is to journal, and so far so good. I have journaled my breakfast for this morning. It is to get back to exercising. Last week I took a break. I only exercised once. And of course, we walked a little bit, but not as much as I'm used to exercising. So this week I'm going for exercising between 3 and 4 times, and that should be pretty easy for me because I'm back at home and back at our own routine. So exercise is going to get back in my routine. And then my third goal, which is a bit unusual, is to enjoy the process. It is tough to get on a journey and not enjoy the process. For example, I think about my journey to become a college graduate. You know, it was such a big thing to leave my country with $200 in my pocket and 2 suitcases in my hands, and to arrive here. And of course, during that first day, maybe the second, I was robbed of 100, and I think I had bought some lunch somewhere, so I was like with 80 something left. And I had such a big adaptation. You know, I was speaking English all the time for the first time. I had to get this degree, and I was on scholarship, which means, you know, I wanted to make sure that I did my best, and not to enjoy the process of being in America and going to a university and being blessed with that. It would have made my journey so miserable. So I think about that. I think about the process of getting my master's degree, the process of becoming a mother. If I don't enjoy the process, it just makes the everyday activities just so miserable. So my goal for this week is to enjoy the process of Project Health, which is to put myself first. Here's another thing that I'm not doing. My goal is never to lose weight for vanity, but it is for health. I am a person who would love to enjoy a long, healthy life, and I know that taking care of my health and my nutrition and exercising is a great way to do that. There's a lot of preventable diseases that can affect me, and I know that if I take care of my health, if I do Project Health right, I can escape suffering from something that could be preventable. So that's my goal. My goal is not to pose on a bikini for you, friend. That's not going to happen. That's not who I am. But I would love to have you join me if you feel like me, you don't have money to join a program that is, you know, that's out there for one reason or another, or if you're just tired of trying something and you still know you need to lose the weight and you need to be healthier, you need to be stronger, you need to exercise more and drink more water and take care of your mental health, you know, and kind of manage stress better. Won't you join me? You know, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And next week I'll come back and I'll give you some numbers. I'll give you some of the things that happen, and let's go in this journey together. Okay, have an amazing week. This is simplycynthia.com. Cynthia is simplycynthia.com, where we spread hope online, one post at a time. Okay, bye.